Hi guys, it's Christine. Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do a 2025 wrap-up this time of the movies that I've watched this year. Now, it's not necessarily only new releases, it's movies that I haven't seen before. I'm not going to list anything that is a rewatch for me. Like, I'm sure at some point this year I watched Jaws again. I'm sure I watched Alien again. I'm not gonna list anything that I rewatched, but I will go through the list of 38 movies that I saw this year, and I'm going to rank them. In ranking the movies, I'm going to just give you kind of a brief synopsis or review, but I'm not gonna I don't want to make this an hour-long video, so I'm going to be real brief as I can be, and some of them have, I'll have a lot less to say. So anyway, here we go. So starting with the worst, we have a documentary called Finding Michael. It is a guy named Spencer Matthews, I think. He's a British actor whose older brother went missing climbing Everest 23 years ago. And so he decides he's going to hire a bunch of Sherpas to go looking for his brother's body. He goes up Everest, he sits at base camp, and he hires these Sherpas to go looking for his brother's body. So he's not only putting himself in harm's way, he's also putting the lives of these other people at risk just to find his brother who died 23 years ago. I'm sorry that his brother died, but is it worth risking other people's lives to bring your brother back? And the point that really made this the worst movie of the year is at one point he goes to the family of a Sherpa who had died. I think he was like near base camp 4. I'm not sure. Anyway, he's sort of like one of the more famous dead bodies on Everest. So they know where he is, where his body is. And so he goes to the family of this Sherpa and says, if we can't find my brother, we're going to bring your son/brother's body down. And this family is incredibly grateful and all the rest of it. All that does is make this guy look like he is doing it for glory. He's doing it so that people can see what a great guy he is. That's kind of gross. It's like, well, what if they do find your brother's body? Then screw you guys? Like, it's so, I hate it. And then they don't end up finding his brother's body. They do bring down the body of this Sherpa. They give it back to the family, and in another gross display, they film them giving the body to this family. And I mean, the guy had kids, and they were, young kids, and they're crying their hearts out. It's just gross. It's so terrible. So screw that guy and everybody that made that movie. No, I hated it. I hated it. Hated it. The next movie that I also hated was Snow White. I really didn't want to hate it as much as I did because I really don't want to give all the neckbeards ammunition. People decided they were going to hate this movie before it came out, and I hate that. I really think you should give things a try before you decide you're going to hate it. And, it just feels very politically motivated in a way. I don't know. It felt very like complaining about woke culture, and I don't want to be a part of that conversation. But unfortunately, it was bad. It was really bad. So don't waste your time. Next was Uncharted. I watched this because my son is 9, going on 10. I feel like he's sort of growing out of animated movies a little bit. And I thought, well, this is sort of an adventure movie. Maybe we'll like it. No, it was bad. It was dumb. I like Tom Holland, but it was bad. Next up is Lilo and Stitch, the live action remake. I am so over these live action remakes. They're just never good. Like, I really like original Lilo and Stitch. It was cute. This is like completely pointless, and I don't know. I was just bored. It was bad. Next is Moana 2. It was not bad. It just wasn't as good as the original. I can't really remember anything about it. It was unremarkable. Rather, like, it wasn't bad. It was just unremarkable. It was a sequel for the sake of having a sequel, I felt like. So, yeah, it was okay. And then we get to Frankenstein, the Guillermo del Toro version. I did not like it. I know a lot of people really do, but I kind of feel like Guillermo del Toro's fans are a bit like Tim Burton fans. And I used to consider myself a Tim Burton fan. He hasn't made a good movie since Sweeney Todd, if you ask me. So I'm not really anymore. But I feel like it's all style over substance. The look of the movie was great. The costumes were great. The cast was good. But man, it was, oh, it was so like, it was just lame. It looked and felt like a Netflix movie. Do you know what I mean? Like movies that are made for Netflix are never quite as good as uh, theatrical release. So it had that feel. It felt very like, ooh, look at the dress. Ooh, look at the sets. Ooh, look at the makeup. But also, we're going to change a bunch of crap from the book. Why Frankenstein's monster basically almost has superpowers. Okay. And then they use a quote at the end of the movie that wasn't even Mary Shelley. All right, I'm done. No, come on. Like, you were talking about Mary Shelley, the godmother of science fiction, or horror, and you're not even going to quote her in a movie based on her book? Okay, no, get lost. Next up was Janet Planet. It was okay. It was about a young girl living with her mom. I don't know if it was set. I feel like it was set in the 90s. It had a very early 90s look, but not like in a cheesy, tacky way. Just like if I were to guess, like it looks like it was made in the 90s. And it's just her and her mom, sort of living a bohemian life. But there wasn't anything remarkable about it. Julianne Nicholson plays the mom in it, and I think she's a really underrated actress, so she's kind of part of the reason why I wanted to see it. It's, coming of age story, but it just, I don't know, it didn't really work for me. Like, it was a little too slow. Next up is We Live in Time, which I love Florence Pugh, I really do, but a lot of her movies are just not very good, and We Live in Time is sort of saccharine sweet and just, I don't know, it didn't work for me. I didn't like it. Next up was Memory. It was okay. It's about a woman who sort of forms a friendship or a bond with a man who's got like cognitive issues. He does go through periods where he can't remember things, and they sort of form a friendship and a bond, and it was okay, but again, it just didn't really hit the mark for me. Then I saw The Iron Claw. It's kind of a biopic about the Von Erichs family, which are a series, like the dad was a wrestler, and then he had, was it 4 or 5 sons? And they were all wrestlers, and they kind of all died in very tragic ways. And I had heard of the Von Erichs family because as I've mentioned in other videos, I do enjoy true crime. And so that family comes up a lot, and they just seem very cursed. But it's got a really good cast, and I liked it, but I did find, at times my mind was sort of wandering a bit. It didn't really captivate me. I was hoping it would be better. I really was. I really wanted to like it more than I did. Up next is a Minecraft movie. Yes, I saw it because I have kids, and yes, it was as chaotic and weird as you can imagine. I love Jack Black, but wow, it was something to see. But if you didn't see it in the theater, don't bother, because that was the whole appeal, I guess. Like, it just, it was an experience, put it that way. I watched Grenfell Uncovered, which is a documentary. I think I saw it on Netflix, and it's about the Grenfell apartment building in the UK that burned down. Very, very moving. I quite enjoyed it. It was really it was tough just listening to these accounts and people being so helpless. I really enjoyed it, but it is a tough watch. I saw Nickel Boys, which is about 2 young men who live in like an orphanage, and there's abuse that happens, and it's a very interesting movie in that it's filmed like the camera is the POV of one of the characters. So I like that. That was an interesting take on it, an interesting way to tell the story. I did enjoy it, but again, kind of like the Iron Claw, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more. It didn't totally captivate me the way I was hoping it would. I saw a Dog Man because, again, I have two kids and it was fun. It's cute. There's not much to say there, but I enjoyed it. It was all right. I saw September 5, which I thought was quite good. It's sort of by the numbers, but it was enjoyable watch. Then I saw a movie called We Were Dangerous. It is a movie about set in the 50s in New Zealand about sort of school, I guess, for delinquent girls that's run by nuns out on this sort of remote island. And some of the girls are there because, they've been running around with boys. Some of the girls are there for the simple fact that they're Maori. It's a really hard chapter in New Zealand's history. Next up, we have A Complete Unknown. I thought it was good, but it's very by the numbers biopic. Nothing really, it was fine. Timothy Chalamet is always good. Edward Norton is always good. I will say Elle Fanning really kind of stood out for me in that movie. There is a scene of her. She plays Bob Dylan's girlfriend, and she goes to see Bob Dylan play at a concert, and he's playing a duet with Joan Baez, and the way that they're singing together, the penny kind of drops that he's having an affair, and I thought that scene in particular was really well acted. That was a really good scene in an otherwise very much by the numbers biopic. If you like Bob Dylan's music, you'll like the movie. Next up, we have Wicked and Wicked for Good. I'm ranking them both in the same spot because I do feel like movie 1 sets everything up. Movie 2 ticks off all the boxes. So I'm just putting them together. It's just easier. I like them about the same amount as I like part 1 as much as I like part 2, I guess. They're both good, but I was fortunate enough to see Wicked on stage in London with my mom, and it just blew me away. I really enjoyed the stage production. Like, it was so clever, and then I read the book, which goes a lot harder than the musical does. Let's just say that. If they made that into a movie, it would have an R rating. So, but yeah, like I really enjoyed. I used to listen to the soundtrack from the musical. I enjoyed all of it. The movie just didn't quite work for me. But that I don't want to get into like a whole thing. If you like Wicked, great. I just would rather see the stage production again if given the choice. That's just me. I saw My Old Ass, which is a kind of a cool coming of age story with a science fiction twist in that a girl meets herself from the future, played by Aubrey Plaza. It was an enjoyable movie. I liked it. Then we have The Outrun. Saoirse Ronan plays an alcoholic who moves off to sort of a remote area. Is it Ireland or England? I can't remember. She goes to join like a scientific thing, and she's just trying to get away from her old life. She's trying to get away from temptation. She's trying to dry out, essentially. It's very good. Then I saw Nosferatu, which again is really well done and well executed and looks great, but didn't love it. I don't know why. It just felt a little lacking. It was good. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I saw it, but it didn't really blow my socks off. I saw The Roses, which is a new version of The War of the Roses. It's got such a great cast. I was really honestly hoping it would be a little better than it was. It was okay. Like, it was good. Who doesn't want to see Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch throwing knives at each other, and I love Andy Samberg and Kate McKinnon are in the supporting cast. Like, it's got such a good cast. I was really, really hoping I would like it more, which is not to say that it's bad. It just wasn't great. Then you've got Naked Gun, the new version, and I thought it was really funny. It's just dumb, silly fun. There's not much else to say there. And I am very happy to see Pamela Anderson's return. I saw a documentary called Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. It was very moving. Christopher Reeve will forever be my Superman because that's who I grew up watching. So it was a very good documentary, very enjoyable watch. I saw Truly Madly Deeply, which is quite a bit older. I had heard about it a few times, and it's about a woman whose husband, played by Alan Rickman back when he was quite young, is sort of, his ghost is kind of visiting her and encouraging her to move on with her life. But it's very good. I really liked it. I saw Mickey 17, which was very strange and very enjoyable. I really like Robert Pattinson. Like most people, I only really knew him from Twilight for the longest time, but he is a very interesting actor. I like the stuff that he does. Next up was Small Things Like These, starring Cillian Murphy. It's much like the book. It's very understated. It's very sort of reserved, but it is very good. I saw Challengers, which is, I'm still blown away that it wasn't nominated for more Oscars, but whatever, that's ancient history, I guess. It was also a great movie, very fun. Then I saw Conclave. I feel kind of bad. A lot of these movies are sort of last year's best of, but I didn't see them till January, so that's why they're on the list, but they're high up on the list. So anyway, Conclave, very good. I love Ralph Fiennes. It was a really good story, and I loved the resolution on that one. And next up is K-pop Demon Hunters. I don't care. It's for kids. It's great. It's really fun. I enjoyed the animation style. Who hasn't been singing Golden since that movie came out? It's just really good. When my daughter first wanted to watch it, I was like, the title alone, I just was laughing at, but it was really fun. I really liked that movie. Then there is The Substance. I enjoyed it. I think I mentioned in last year's Oscars recap, I didn't love the resolution. I felt like it kind of fell apart in the final act, but other than that, it's a very original, very fun, very cool story. There was Flow, which is an animated movie with no dialogue, and it was just beautiful. And Anora, which I really enjoyed. It's one of those movies, like, up to a certain point, it was, it's good. But then when the goons show up to try to break up Anora and her boyfriend, or new husband, I should say, then it gets really, really funny and really good. So, yeah. Speaking of Superman of 2025, I loved. I did a video on my review of that one, so go check that out if you want to hear more about why I loved it. Next up was Sinners, which I also did a separate review of. Really loved it. Really, really great movie. Hoping that it gets some nominations this year. Then my second favorite movie of the year was One Battle After Another. I was hesitant about watching it because I don't love Leonardo DiCaprio. He's a good actor, but he kind of gives me the ick, sorry. And it's 2 hours and 40 minutes, and I don't like long movies, but I'm glad I watched it. It was so good. And finally, my favorite movie of the year, hands down, it's still Weapons. I love that movie. It is crazy good. I did a whole review of it, so go check that out if you want. But yeah, that was, to me, hands down, best movie of the year. I still think about that one at least weekly. So yeah, those are my rankings for the movies that I saw in 2025. And next time I will be talking about my favorite books of the year. Okay, thanks for watching. See you later.